I am from Memphis, Tennessee. I grew up in Memphis. Decided to go to school maybe the last few months before even entering into college. Um, I guess that I went to, before going to TSU, I had to get my GPA up so I could enter into TSU. I went to Nashville State for a few years, went to TSU, and got my grades up, entered into TSU, and ended up getting my bachelor's in business administration from TSU. Didn't know what I wanted to do in the beginning. When I wanted to go to college, I just knew I wanted to go, but ended up going to TSU and thought I wanted to be an electrical engineer, and then ended up changing. And still at that point didn't know what I wanted to do. And I guess even it was just time passed, and like I said, I ended up graduating from TSU. And as in college, I always had a job, and I ended up networking through the hospital that I was currently working at. I was working in the kitchen, and through networking, I ended up talking to one of the directors that was over surgery at that point in time. And at that point, we always would have a conversation, just general conversation, nothing important, just like, hey, how you doing today? And to say, hey, I like you, I see something in you. And then from that point on, he ended up hiring me on as an anesthesia tech. Never been in the OR before, never had that experience, because even as a business major, I had summer interns working at First Tennessee. And just as in the field, I didn't really enjoy it. It wasn't nothing that I really enjoyed. And when my eyes were open to this field, I was like, man, I love it. This is pretty cool. Never thought that I would even be in it. Never thought that I would ever be in the OR a day before in my life. And then after being in the field and after getting on-the-job training as an anesthesia tech, I'd seen other positions and found out what everybody else was doing in an OR room, and made me want to pursue what I'm doing now as far as being a surgical technician for Nashville State. Nashville State, I heard from other colleagues that I work with that Nashville State had a great surgical tech program. And it was convenient too. Also, not that it was also a great program, also heard that like it was close to my job. Where I currently work, it was like maybe 2 miles around the corner from where I work. So I was like, I can go to work and I can still go to school and not be inconvenienced. It was convenient for me at that time, or during this time. So those are the major two reasons that made me want to pursue that, and the cost as well. To get a great education at a decent price, I can't dispute that. It was the prices, because I've even looking into other schools that had a particular program, some of them were a lot higher. And me being a working parent and a family, and I'm married and I have kids, is that I couldn't afford going to other programs that were a lot higher. I just couldn't afford it. So with going to Nashville State, for one, it was affordable, and it was easy for me to do. And then also, like I say, I learned a lot in the process. I learned a whole lot going through that program. I guess from two perspectives, my first semester, I guess I hadn't been in a school in a few years, because from when I graduated from TSU and then I went back, it had been a while since I've been in a college classroom. So now that I'm a little bit older, and I guess I felt like it was going to be a lot more challenging as far as like, man, studying, I still have to work. So from that perspective, from I guess a real world perspective, it's like, man, am I going to be able to do all this work? I still got to go to work. I still have to pay bills. And I was like, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. But on the flip side of that, actually going to class and learning things that I didn't know before was awesome. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed every bit of it, especially being in the field that I like to do and I enjoy. Like, I knew things before, but I guess going to class in the field that I'm in, it gave me a full circle of, okay, man, that's why I do that. That's why I do this. So it gave a full circle perspective of why I do what I do. As far as challenges, just as far as just life, I guess anybody that's younger than me that does not have kids and that is not married, pursue their education early. I guess the challenge is trying to juggle life, trying to juggle what my kids are doing, trying to juggle with my wife. Hey, I got to go pick up the kids today, or pick this up. Versus I still have to go to class, I still have to go to work. So amongst those things, all those things wrapped in together, I mean, it's very challenging, very challenging. You know, and I may be gone all day. So if it wasn't for my wife, it would be. I don't even know if it'll be possible. So most definitely, my wife is a big thanks for that, because I'm gone like from 5:30 in the morning to maybe 9 or 10 at night. Some days, and during this transition, it's been almost all day, like Monday through Friday or Monday through Saturday. I'm gone 5:30 in the morning to either go to class or go to work. In this particular semester, it was clinicals. I had clinicals from 6 in the morning to 5 in the afternoon. And from 5, when I leave clinicals, I'm going straight to work. And I probably wouldn't leave work till maybe 10, sometimes 11 at night. Wow. So I'm gone all day long. I mean, it takes a lot of push. It takes a lot of perseverance. I mean, it is challenging at times, but most definitely managing time. And to be honest, sometimes if you ask my wife, I'm very bad at that, managing my time. But, you know, I just do everything day by day. But, yeah, managing your time is most definitely a big factor. Because with kids, I mean, you never know what's going to happen or what they're going to get into or things of that nature. So, you know, you have to juggle your time around them. And having help from my wife, that the point that I knew I was going to be gone all day, and she was able to take them to school. Or, you know, having help is a big factor, and I do understand some people do not have that help. So, you know, it's kind of hard to say in a sense, but if you do have that help, you know, you have to take advantage of it. You know, sometimes you have grandparents that can help out, or another sibling that could babysit for you. Those things are very challenging. But, you know, my kids are a little older, so they can kind of do things on their own. But if you have a little taller, yeah, that's very challenging. I can only imagine. It's very challenging. Time managing and taking advantage of the help that you have. Yeah. Like I say, whatever help that you have to take advantage of it. You know, I had siblings. I had a brother and friends, and like I say, my wife, that were very understanding to me pursuing this career, and they were a help as well. So I can say, I guess, being in this field, it is a little challenging. I think we spoke on this once before, is that the hospital that I'm at is not, I mean, we do have it was a little chaotic in the beginning because no one knew what was going on. It's just every day was a day-by-day challenge. It was like, hey, everybody was being screened as you come into a hospital. I mean, it was challenging, but I wouldn't compare it to a place like New York because it's a bigger city. That place got hit pretty hard versus like where we are here in Nashville. But it still was very challenging. I mean, like I say, every day that I was coming in, I was being screened. Or on the flip side of that, when I go home, I have to take my clothes off at the door before I even go in. My son or daughter want to hug me, and they can't because I don't know what I've been exposed to today. So that part of it has been very challenging, very challenging. I mean, putting my clothes in a bag or taking a shower before I leave work to go home. It's been a number of things, but I mean, it's kind of flat plane for me in a sense, and I know not for everybody, but for me, it has hit a little bit of a level playing field in a sense, I guess. But every day it's been challenging. I mean, yeah, every day has been challenging because you don't know what you're going to get exposed to, and to the point of you don't want to expose anybody else. And I say this, I have a mother that's in a nursing home. So, and due to what's going on to the coronavirus, they closed all the nursing homes, so I can't go see her. But like I call and check on her to make sure to see how she's doing, and she really can't respond very well because she has dementia and Alzheimer's. But I can kind of get a response from the caregivers and say, okay, she's doing okay, she's doing well. But I would feel bad knowing that I work in a hospital facility and I go see her, and even if my mother doesn't get sick, I expose somebody else. So that part has been very challenging, not to see my mom, or if I go home, I don't want to expose my family to what's going on, but I still have to work. So all that part has been very challenging. I take it day by day as far as like I have to go to work. I can't miss work because I have bills to pay. So, I mean, there's no choice in it. It's just to face it head on and just pray about it, and I just keep moving. One of my goals is, like I say, to pursue the healthcare field. I enjoy being in it. My next step from here, after I finish this program, I want to do what they call surgical first assisting. After that, I want to pursue maybe real estate. I have some other visions and goals, but real estate, maybe get into sales rep. Knowing that I have a bachelor's degree, I want to get into maybe doing a little bit of sales rep for a few companies. But most definitely, me personally, I want to get into some real estate. It's a personal goal of mine.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I know it's challenging that, you know, you're not being able to maybe go to class or get clinicals in, and just don't stop. Just don't give up. I know that's easier said than done, but I believe me, I've had a lot of challenges as far as, you know, wanting to stop, I guess, but I have a family and a wife that most definitely I can't stop, and I won't stop. So that, for me, that has been my motivation for me, is that I know that I have to provide for them as a parent. So for me, that has been my motivation for me. And just even as a student, as a young student coming in, you know, just you can't stop and you can't give up. You gotta want it. You gotta want it. And I guess too, also onto that, just knowing, I just knew when I was a freshman, I necessarily didn't know what I wanted to do. Mm-hmm. I was a little confused on what avenue I wanted to take until just network, and like I said before, and I was exposed to this field. But I would tell anybody, I guess, coming in as a freshman, just period, is that find something that you enjoy and that you enjoy doing, and the money will come later. But whatever it is that you enjoy doing, you don't mind getting up going to work every day because you enjoy it. Just being in Nashville State has been awesome. I don't have any complaints. I mean, it's been good. Like I say, if I had to choose anywhere else, I don't know if I would. But Nashville State has been awesome. Being in the surgical tech program at Nashville State, like I said, I have learned a lot that I did not know before. So I most definitely, I don't have any regrets at all. For anybody coming in as a freshman, or even for any parent, I mean, like I say, I think I'm just an average person, and to be honest, I just seen something I wanted, and I decided that's what I wanted to do. But making sure that in life, that's what you enjoy. It would be terrible to go pursue a job and you don't like it, and you have to go to work every day to do something that you don't enjoy. So most definitely, my advice to either young or old, just pursue something that you enjoy, no matter what it is, and the money will come.